Do you ever feel like you're just going through the motions day by day, but you don't really know why you're doing what you're doing? You're not alone. Hi, my name is Sarah, and I'm a creativity and curiosity coach over at Sara Dalton Coaching. And in this video, I'm going to talk about something that's been on my mind a lot lately, and that's finding meaning in your life, my life, whoever's life. And a lot of us go through life without a clear purpose or understanding of why we're here, and it can be tough trying to find out what that is. But don't worry, because I've got you covered. So if you're lost or feeling alone and don't know what your purpose is, then this video is perfect for you, because I'm going to show you how to find meaning in your life and why that's so hard to do. So without further ado, let's dive into the video. Something that people struggle with is, like, how do you know what your life's purpose is? So how do you find your purpose in life? That's the question that people have been asking since the beginning of time, or maybe that's a slight exaggeration, but well, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. There are some things you can do to find out what your life's purpose is, and I want to share that with you today. So one way is to look at what brings you joy and fulfillment. What are the things that make you feel alive and excited? Another way to find your purpose is to look at your strengths and your talents. What are you naturally good at? What are you passionate about? Good questions to ponder and ask yourself. Once you start exploring these areas, you'll likely find clues as to what your life's purpose is. Trust your intuition and don't be afraid to follow your heart. It knows the way. And I know that sounds cheesy. Finding your purpose in life can be hard, but it is so worth it. When you find your purpose, you'll feel more fulfilled and excited about your life. You'll have a clear direction to head in and a reason to keep going when things get tough. So if you're lost, or if you're feeling lost, don't give up. You've got to keep exploring and trust your intuition that you will find the way. So I'm going to give you some tips on how to find meaning in your life. So number 1 is look at what brings you joy and fulfillment. Number 2, look at your strengths and your talents. Number 3 is trust your intuition. Number 4, follow your heart. I know it's corny, but it's true. And 5, keep exploring. When you find your purpose in life, it will change everything. It's a total game changer. You'll feel more fulfilled, excited, and motivated. Your life will have more meaning and more direction. So don't give up if you're feeling lost. The answer is out there. You just have to keep looking to find it and trust that you'll find it. Next thing I wanted to cover is how to find meaning in your everyday life. For me, meaning and purpose in life come from helping others and making a difference in their lives. I get a great, immense sense of satisfaction from knowing that I've been able to contribute to someone else's happiness, even if it's just in a tiny, small way. It doesn't matter what the task is, as long as it's something that helps another person. Whether it's, let's say, cooking dinner for a friend who is going through a tough time, or maybe giving directions to a tourist who is lost, every act of kindness makes the world just a little bit brighter. And that's how I find meaning in my everyday life. The meaning of daily life is something that we all search for at some point, whether it's during a difficult time, or when we're feeling lost, or we're trying to find meaning and purpose in our lives. And that can be a challenge. However, there are ways to find meaning in your life even when things seem bleak. One way to do this is by connecting with others. So whether you volunteer, or go to a networking event, or simply reach out to some friends or family members, Interacting with others can help you feel more connected and more grounded. Another way to find meaning in your everyday life is by pursuing your passions. I know it's corny, but this can mean taking up a new hobby, traveling to new places, or exploring different interests. By doing things that make you feel alive and excited, you can infuse your life with meaning and purpose. And finally, another way to find meaning in your everyday life is by being mindful of the present moment. This can mean savoring the small moments and appreciating the beauty around you, or living in the present instead of constantly worrying about the past or the future. By being mindful of the here and now, you can give your life greater meaning and purpose. So what are some tips for living a more purposeful life? Let's explore my 3 top tips for living a more purposeful life. The first one is to get clear on what you want. The first step to finding purpose is to get clear on what you want out of life. Without clarity, it's impossible to find direction. So ask yourself, what do I want to achieve? What do I want to achieve? What kind of life do I want to live? What kind of person do I want to be? Answering these questions will help you find purpose in your life. Number 2, find your passion. Again, I know it's corny, but it's true. Once you know what you want, it's time to find your passion. So what are you passionate about? What lights you up? What makes you feel alive? When you find your passion, pursuing it will become its own purpose. And the third thing is to take action. So it's important to take action towards your goals. Purpose is not something that can be found passively. It requires effort and action. Don't be afraid to go after what you want. So I hope that these tips help you figure out how to find purpose in your life. Remember, you've got to stay focused, stay passionate, and most importantly, take action. So let's talk about some of the benefits of having a sense of purpose in your life. I don't know about you, but I need purpose in my life. I feel like having a sense of purpose is important for everyone because it helps you to know what you're fighting for, what you're working towards. It gives your life meaning and makes it worth living. Now, of course, some people might say that they don't need a sense of purpose because they're happy just living day to day, and that's totally fine. But I think that having a purpose gives you something to strive for and makes you want to be a better person. It gives you something to wake up for in the morning and something to look forward to at the end of the day. So if you don't have a sense of purpose, I really encourage you to find one. It'll change your life for the better, I promise. Remember, a sense of purpose is essentially to have a happy and fulfilling life. It helps us to find meaning in our everyday activities and helps us to feel connected to something larger than ourselves and the world around us. A sense of purpose can also help motivate us to achieve our goals and to make positive changes in our lives. And when we have a clear sense of our purpose, we are more likely to lead fulfilling and successful lives. Pursuing a life with a sense of purpose can help us to find happiness, fulfillment, and success. A purpose in life can provide a sense of direction and meaning in your life. It can also lead to improved mental and physical well-being, stronger relationships, and greater sense of satisfaction with life. If you're searching for ways to find more purpose in your life, consider these potential benefits, because by adding more purpose to your life, you may find that you're happier and more fulfilled. You may also enjoy better physical health and stronger relationships. And if you're looking for ways to improve your life, adding more purpose could be a great place to start. Next thing I really wanted to talk about is why it's so important to find fulfillment in your life. It's what gives you a sense of purpose. We all have to find our own unique path in life, and what brings fulfillment to one person may not be the same for another person. But when we find something that we're passionate about, that brings us joy, it gives us a reason to keep waking up in the morning every day and to keep going. Life can be tough, but it's a lot easier to get through the tough times when we have something to look forward to, right? So make an effort to find what brings you fulfillment and purpose. Try to pursue it with all your heart. I know that that's not easy, but it's so worth it in the end, because when you find fulfillment in your life, it's like finding the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. You feel a sense of completion, like you finally have everything you've ever wanted, for the most part. It's a great feeling, and it's one everybody deserves to experience for themselves. Now, finding fulfillment, like we talked about, doesn't mean that you have to have everything. It just means that you're content with what you have and that you're doing what you love. If you're doing what you love, then you're actually already on the path to fulfillment. And one of the best ways to find fulfillment is actually just to help others. It can be as simple as that. Because when you make a positive impact on someone else's life, it feels really good, doesn't it? It's like getting a big hug from the universe. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there and help other people. It'll make you feel good, and it'll also help make the world a better place. So go out there and find your own pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, because it'll be totally worth it. Something else I wanted to talk about in this video is, how do you find passion in your life? If you don't have a passion in your life, then what do you have? This is a question that I ask myself all the time. After all, finding your passion is essential to living a fulfilling life, but how do you go about finding your passion? So, number one is to simply try new things and see what you enjoy. Another is to look back at your childhood and think about what activities made you happy. You can also talk to your friends and family members or people who know you well and see if they have any suggestions. Personally, I think the best way to find your passion is to follow your heart. And yes, I know that's corny. If there's something that you're really interested in, go for it. Pursue it with all of your might. And don't be afraid to change course if necessary. Your passion is something that should make you happy. So if you're not enjoying the journey, it's okay to take a different path, for sure. But at the end of the day, only you can find your passion in life. But once you find it, pursue it with everything you've got. It's the only way to live a truly fulfilling life. Something else that's really important is to talk about what to do if you feel lost or without a purpose. So if you do feel lost or like you don't have a purpose, it's important to remember that everyone feels this way at some point in their lives. It's completely normal to feel like you're not sure what you're supposed to be doing or where you're supposed to be going. The important thing is to not get too caught up in these things and to instead focus on what you can do to move yourself forward. And one of the best things you can do if you do feel lost or without a purpose is to try to connect with others who might be feeling the same way. There are plenty of people out there who are going through the same thing as you, and it can be helpful for them and for you to talk to each other and hear each other's stories for inspiration. So how do you find these people? Well, there are a couple different ways you can find them. You can always search online for support groups or forums. You can also talk to your friends or family members and see maybe if they know anybody who's going through a similar situation, or find, like we talked about, groups maybe like on Facebook or other social media platforms where you can connect with like-minded people. Now, once you've found some people to connect with, it's important to focus on the positive aspects of your life. Yes, you might be feeling lost or without a purpose right now, but that doesn't mean that there isn't good in your life. Take some time to focus on the things that make you happy and grateful. This can be anything from your friends to your hobbies or your interests. Really, by focusing on the positive, you will start to see that there is more to life than just feeling lost or without a purpose. You'll realize that you have plenty of reason to keep going, even when things are tough. So don't give up. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. And I want you to remember that, and it's worth repeating. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. No matter what your situation is, it's important to remember that you're not alone. There are plenty of people out there who feel the same way, the same stuck way as you feel. While it might not feel like it right now, things will eventually get better for you. You just have to hang in there and focus on the positive aspects of your life. Things will start to look up before you know it. Something else I wanted to talk about is why it is so important to find meaning in your life. So in order to find true happiness, it's essential to find meaning in your life. Once you have a sense of purpose, you can start living your life with intention and focus. Life can be challenging, for sure, and it can be easy to become bogged down in the day-to-day grind, right? However, if you take time to find what truly matters to you, you can find the strength to overcome whatever obstacles come your way. When you have a reason to get up each morning, life becomes infinitely more rewarding. So ask yourself, what is your reason for living? What are your passions and dreams? And by finding the answers to these questions, you can begin living a life that is truly meaningful. Everyone has their own unique reason for living. No matter what your reason for living is, it is important to find something that inspires you and gives your life purpose. Without a sense of purpose, life can become mundane and routine. So find what makes you excited to wake up each morning and chase after your dreams with everything that you've got. Remember, life is too short to not go after what you want. So what are you waiting for? The next thing I wanted to talk about are what are the benefits of living a purposefully driven life. So have you ever felt lost or like you're just going through the motions? If so, you are definitely not alone, my friend. Many people go through their lives without ever really taking the time to figure out what they want or what their purpose is. Living a purposefully driven life can have several benefits. One, it can help you to find more meaning in your day-to-day activities. When you know why you're doing something, it's easier to stay motivated and stay on track. Additionally, living with a purposefully driven life can help you to set better goals. When you have a clear sense of what you want to achieve, it's easier to develop a plan and take action. Finally, living a purposefully driven life can also help you to build stronger relationships. When you know who you are and what you want, it's easier to connect with others who share your same values and your vision. So if you're looking for more direction in your life, consider living a purposefully driven life. It just might be the best decision that you ever make for yourself. Another thing I wanted to talk about is how do you make time for what's important to you, because that's really important. I remember I once heard someone say, the question isn't what are we going to do? The question is what aren't we going to do? And it's a great point, especially when it comes to finding purpose in your life. There are so many things that we can do with our time, but often we find ourselves feeling lost and purposeless. If that sounds like you, here are my top 5 tips to help you make time for what's important to you while you're trying to find purpose in your life. Number 1, evaluate your values and priorities. What is important to you? What do you want to achieve? When you know what you value, it becomes easier to find meaning in your daily activities. Number 2, simplify your life. Getting rid of clutter, both mental and physical clutter, will help you feel more focused and free up your time for things that are truly important to you. Number 3 is to be resilient in the face of setbacks. Life is full of challenges, but it's how we respond to those challenges that defines who we are. Instead of letting setbacks and roadblocks get in your way, use them as opportunities to help you grow. Number 4, help others. One of the best ways to find purpose in your own life is to help others find theirs. Volunteer your time, share your talents, and make a difference in the lives of those around you. Number 5 is live in the present moment. The past is gone and the future isn't here yet, so why not just focus on the present? Enjoy the little things and savor each moment. You know the saying, you'll never find time for anything, you have to make time for it? And that's so true when it comes to finding your purpose in your life. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, but it's how we are using that precious time that makes all the difference. If you're feeling lost and are struggling to find meaning in your life, it's important to take a step back and evaluate how you're spending your days. Are you spending your time on things that don't bring you joy? Are you surrounding yourself with negative people? If that's the case, if the answers are yes, then it is time for a change. Make a list of things that are important to you and start making time for those things, whether it's taking a dance class or reconnecting with some old friends or taking your dog for walks in nature. Just make sure you're filling your days with things that make you happy. It won't be easy at first, but trust me, it's so worth it. You only get one life, so you need to make it count. So I really wanted to talk about some tips for helping you to stay motivated when everything is starting to feel like it's just too much. You're probably used to thinking of motivation as something that comes from within, but there are actually a lot of external factors that can affect your motivation levels. So let's take an example of if you're constantly surrounded by mess and chaos in life or at work, it can be really tough to stay focused and motivated. Same is true in your living environment or your working environment. If it's too cluttered, then it's not going to be really conducive to productivity. And that's why it's important to take a step back and assess your surroundings. If your workspace is cluttered and messy, take time to clear it out and create a space that feels calming and relaxing. Similarly, if you find yourself really bogged down in the details of a project, try taking a break and doing something completely different for just a little while. Sometimes all it takes is a change of scenery to help jumpstart your motivation levels. Now, I get it. Sometimes life just feels like it's too much, and I've been there before, so I know how you're feeling. But you know what they say, the show must go on, right? So if you're feeling like everything is just a bit too much, I wanted to share with you some tips to help keep you motivated. So number 1, I want you to take breaks. It's important to take some time for yourself every now and then. Take a few minutes, close your eyes, and breathe deeply. You could also even do some stretches or try a full meditation. This will help you clear your mind and give you back some much needed energy. Number 2 is set some small goals. When we have a lot on our plates, it can feel really daunting and overwhelming, right? So instead of trying to do everything at once, focus on one thing at a time. Set small goals that you can realistically achieve, and this will help boost your confidence and keep you moving forward. Number 3 is find your support system. We all need somebody to lean on from time to time, whether it's a friend, a family member, or a life coach, or a therapist. Make sure that you have somebody that you can talk to when things get tough. This will help you feel less alone, and it'll help you feel like you're more supported as you navigate challenging times. And then number 4 is to reward yourself. Remember, you need to celebrate your accomplishments no matter how big or how small they may be. This will help keep you motivated and inspired to keep on going. It's normal to feel like giving up when things get tough, but it's important to remember that you are not alone and that there are people out there who care about you and who want to help you. So if you are feeling lost and overwhelmed, please reach out for help and try the tips that we talked about to stay motivated when everything feels like it can just be too much. I get it. I see you. I recognize you because I've been there and I understand. Purpose can be found at any stage in life, and it's possible to find meaning and fulfillment if you know where to look. If you're feeling lost and you don't know what to do next, please reach out for help and know that there are people out there who care about you and want to help you. By following all the tips that we've covered today, you should be able to stay motivated when everything feels like it's just too much. So I hope that this video was helpful in beginning to understand how to find purpose in your life. If you have any questions or you would like some help finding purpose in your life, please reach out to me. I offer one-on-one coaching sessions to help people find clarity and direction in their lives. So please schedule a free discovery call with me so that we can get started and make your life a purposeful one. I hope that you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. I want to know if you made it all the way to the end of the video and if you're still watching. So if you're still here at the end of the video, comment the word apples below in the comment section at the end of the video so that I know if you made it to the end of the video. And I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye.